Final segment of the show this week will be at Santa Anita. We'll talk about the fillies trying to get qualified for the Kentucky Oaks. Alexa, in this group, we have one of the fillies who's been towards the top of the division, but she's kind of been under the radar because she's been out west. She hasn't really been facing small fields, but Tenma has been running some pretty big races. So be curious to see how she does in this race and if she can continue to step forward moving to the Kentucky Oaks. Let's meet this field. In a prior segment, you and I spoke a little bit about Look Forward, who was cross-entered. She was entered in another race. But I think Look Forward would have a much better chance to try to pick up some points if she were to run in this spot. She overall, I think what she wants is to show speed. So with the inside draw, she could be forwardly placed and she could kind of hold her ground down on the inside and maybe pick up some pieces there. What do you think about Look Forward?
Yeah, I mean, I like her. You know, she's coming off the worst start of her young career, bobbling and wobbling in the start in the Grade 3 Honeybee last time out. But prior to that poor effort, really competitive against other who are in this field, including a second place behind Tenma, but well ahead of Vodka with a twist. So I do think she's got a shot in here.
The number 2, Silent Law, is a stakes winner. But will be stretching out now for the first time. All of her races have been sprinting. So she goes for trainer Bob Baffert, who has a couple horses in this race. I'm expecting her to be the one that he has sent to the front end, Alexa, and to probably be the speed of the Baffert horses.
I think, she'll be a speed and fade. I don't like the distance here. I think she'll want to be part of the early speed. Like the pace projector on the screen, which gives you a feel of how the race is going to develop. I mean, you see the two at the lead at the start and then at the back towards the end. And I think that's how this is going to unfold for her.
Yeah, she hasn't raced since January either, so she probably needs this start. Vodka with a twist, the number 3. She was such a cool horse last year. She was so honest. She showed up in like every race and gave a really good account of herself, but she didn't win a whole lot of them because she would be running into a lot of really tough Bob Baffert runners. She's been behind Tenma a couple different times. Do you think she can turn the tables on Tenma in here?
Yeah, like Buccola with a twist is kind of an interesting, fun horse. A bargain purchase. They spent $2,500 on her, and she's now has over $650,000 in earnings. So I mean, that's already just such a wild success. But yeah, he has her back on the steady work regimen since January. This is a big step back into the spotlight. But I think a third place effort may be all she needs to qualify for the first in May.
And if she runs well here, she would absolutely be the type of horse I threw into some of my plays in the Kentucky Oaks. I just want her to get that first start back in a few months to shake some of the rust off. I think she'll run like a really good second or third in this race and then be able to build off of that moving forward. Tenma, the number 4, she comes off of back-to-back wins, and she's won 4 of her 5 races, Alexa. So overall in her career, she's been really impressive, but she only beat a field of 3 total last time out. And in her last 2 starts total, she's only been facing like a total of 10 horses. So we don't really know in a big field if things don't go her way. Can she adapt? Can she overcome that? I guess all of that is probably for down the line because in this smaller field, she probably won't have to deal with some of that stuff again, right?
That's what I was going to say. It's like she's my single in here. Like I really like her in here. And yes, that's something I'm going to be thinking about come Oaks time, against 13 other horses. Could she really measure up? But in here, I just think she's going to get an easy trip. I think she's going to get, some pace to run at. So I think Tenma is, I don't like saying the word lock, but I really like Tenma.
Moving next to No Bad Beats. I swear I say this each weekend when I'm sitting there. It's like, I don't mind if I lose this race. Just don't have it be close. I'd rather run dead last than be beat right at the wire. Please, no bad beats this weekend. God of gambling, you're looking up to the skies, right? So, Alexa, what do we do with this filly? No bad beats for trainer Doug O'Neill.
So she's going to be routing, going long distance, and facing stakes company for the first time in this spot, which I think is a tall ask from trainer Doug O'Neill. She's coming from back-to-back victories, but again, at those short distances. So it seems like a brave loose lead to me would be like the only chance to hit the board here.
Okay, let me put my salesman hat on for a second with the
Tell me,
Madam
I'm ready.
Secretary on the outside. She's a half sibling to a horse named Nickname who won the Grade 1 for Zepp going a mile. So I think you can notice that she's been good in her 2 starts going long. Debuted on the turf, then came back and she stumbled in her second start. And in her third start, she won really nicely. I think she's drawn to the outside. I feel like if you're trying to beat Tenma, if you're looking for kind of like a new face who's up and coming, this would be the one, Madam Secretary. I hope she can sit close. So, Alexa, I'm actually going to put her on top of Tenma just from a gambling standpoint. But I think Tenma is so much the horse to beat. You'll put her on top of Vodka with the twist. I mean, we have the same logical horses underneath. So give us a last thought before we finish up the show.
I mean, this is great. After this race, we'll know what the Oaks field looks like. This is the last chance. So after this weekend in general, we're going to have our field shaped up and full and ready with Derby fever.
Good luck all over the place this weekend. We'll be back next weekend on the Weekend Preview.